What's up, everybody? You already know what it is. Raheem Escalai, and this is episode 351 of 4 and 3 Sports Talk. Good to have you here. Wednesday, May 18th, 2022. First and foremost, I want to thank our viewers for their continued support of the show, as well as the student athletes, their coaches, and the schools that they represent. Today we have lots to discuss, including scores, the upcoming NBA draft, as well as WNBA seasons are here, ready to break both men's and women's basketball segments down at some point, and I'll let you know what I think is going to happen for the remainder of the NBA playoffs. WNBA season's kind of early, so I might wait maybe a day or two to do the WNBA, actually, now that I think about it, to give you guys the best available thing. So we will get to that later in the week. Anyway, we have NHL Stanley Cup playoffs and Western Mass Sports to talk about. First, we're going to start with the news, and this episode is going to start now. Alright, it's 3:51. So, U.S. women's national team got an equal split of the World Cup bonuses. It's finally happening. Hashtag equality. You know I'm all for that. Dating back to the NCAA's inclusion of the women's field expanding to a round of 64. That was a key moment in sports history, and one that I was glad to be glad to be a part of. I'm happy to celebrate. Chicago Bears halfback Tariq Cohen tears his Achilles on Instagram Live doing a workout. Sad for him. I feel for you because that's an injury. That's a lot of pain, but I'm a Packers fan, so go Pack go. You know how I feel about that. Matt Harvey, MLB's idiot. 60-game suspension for distributing Oxycut. Let that sink in for a second. Fucking idiot. Do you know how many kids are out here busting their asses doing it right all the time to play baseball and to try to get to the Major League Baseball, which most of them don't make it, and when you make it you do something that's stupid? You deserve to be on the level where the fans are, the ones who are paying their fucking tooth and nail to come see you, not the one who's playing and who's not grateful for the opportunity. Dude, you're a fucking loser. That's why I didn't even name you. Terry Francona returns to the Cleveland Guardians. He was out for a little while, but now he is back. Good to see him. He used to be our manager, being the Boston Red Sox. Ohio State decides to extend head coach Ryan Day's contract with 2 additional years and $9.5 million to go on each year. I think this is a very good move. I love what Ryan Day is doing to this Ohio State program. Not that they weren't already producing NFL players like at a decent clip without him. That number has yet since increased, and it's out of this world. You know, dating back to the late Dwayne Haskins. And now he's got guys like Chris Olave and the other Ohio State guy, Garrett Wilson. There you go. One who I thought at one point could be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. And there are lots more to come from Ohio State, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And they managed to get a tight end who barely had any reps drafted. So they're doing something. They are definitely doing something. Division I sports waives the initial counter limits in football. So I don't know too much offhand about this, but I hope they're not trying to limit contact on kickoffs. Is that what it is? Is that what this bold statement is about? Who knows? Bryson DeChambeau withdraws from the PGA Championship after the practice round because of his leg. When I come back, I want to be 100% healthy. I can compete with the very best in this game, and I can dominate them. Close quote. That was him. This guy is cocky. We love it. Let's go with Western Mass Sports now. We are going to start with girls softball. Sorry, 1 second. Ludlow 9, Central 2, Tantascwa 13, and Comp 0. Drury 5, McCann Tech 4, Frontier 14, Turner's Falls 2. Wow, surprising. Hoosick Valley over Mount Everett 6-2. Smith Academy over Hopkins 3-1. Celtic over Ware 24-14. Springfield International Charter over Renaissance 5-0. East Hampton over West Springfield 12-1. Lee over St. Mary's 9-5. Greenfield over Taconic 13-1. Amherst over Holyoke 12-0. And East Longmeadow over Minnechaug 6-5. Tennis. Springfield National Charter over Holyoke 3-2. Lennox over Mountain Greylock 4-1. Pope Francis over St. Mary's by that same score, and Chicopee Comp over Hammond Charter School of Science East 3-2. Now lacrosse time. South Hadley over Granby 25-18. Wow. Mount Anthony Union over Hoosick Valley 20-4. Westfield over Northampton 14-12. Amherst over Chicopee 15-1. And East Longmeadow over West Springfield 9-5. That's it for the girls' side of Western Mass Sports. On to baseball. Agawam over Chicopee 7-2. Amherst over the Comp 12-4. Central over Minnechaug 8-6. Wow. Frontier over Hampshire 10-0. That's surprising as well. Smith Academy over Mayhar 9-1. Westfield Tech over Smith Volk 5-4. Monument Mountain over Mount Greylock 3-0. And Longmeadow over Northampton 7-4. Volleyball, Southwick over Belchertown 3-1. Frontier beats East Longmeadow by the same score. Central does the same to Commerce. Holyoke over Chicopee 3-0. And West Springfield 3, Longmeadow 0. Lacrosse now. Lennox over Smith Volk 16-3. Munson over St. Mary's 6-4. Wacona over Chicopee Comp 23-6. And Longmeadow over Franklin 16-11 in the East-West Mass matchup. That's it for Western Mass Sports. Now we're moving on to the NFL's 32-32. Today I do the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, wow. Head coach Nick Sirianni, a.k.a. the Mad Scientist, a.k.a. I don't like Miles Sanders. I don't give a fuck. A.k.a. I drafted pretty fucking well, dude. He's a fucking mixed box. Anyways, last year the Eagles had some highs and a whole lot of lows. But in the brand new 17-game season, they went 9-8, which was good for second place in the NFC East and a playoff berth, which ended up in a 31-15 loss to the Tampa Bay Bucks, who ended up getting beat, which was fucking awesome. So there's something to grow on with that. I mean, 31-15, and it was pretty much over in by halftime. I remember that game. It was a sunny game. It was a Sunday afternoon at 1. And Tampa Bay. Tom Brady kind of put that game away pretty freaking quickly. And Tampa had a badass defense last year and the year before, so. Prior to the draft, I thought Philly needed to beef up the offensive and defensive line, as well as adding someone who could be a leader, potential game changer for them in the linebackers group. And within the first 3 picks, including one Luzon, a former Georgia Bulldog, I think Philly definitely got better and hit all of those marks. 2 great draft years. Now let's unpack this year. First round, 13th overall, Jordan Davis out of Georgia. I was surprised he fell this far, and this isn't really that far. The guy runs like a fullback, but almost weighs 350 pounds. The 40-yard dash was insane, and it was real. Philly had to grab him here as veteran Fletcher Cox is on his way out the door. Jordan will learn a thing or two that he doesn't already know from Fletcher, one of the best NFL's best interior defensive linemen, which I think within the last 10 years. Honestly, these two should be hell for any offensive line, especially on third down, which is probably where Jordan Davis will start from jump, actually. First round, 18th overall trade, and they traded third round, 101st overall for the Tennessee Titans wide receiver A.J. Brown, then immediately signed him to a 4-year, $100 million extension to keep him in Philly. That gives another target for Jalen Hurts, who needed somebody other than Dallas Goedert to throw to, honestly. Because, let's be real, Philly hasn't had a receiver since Terrell Owens. I'm just saying. So they get A.J. Brown in the trade, 4 years, $100 million. Fucking awesome. Second round, 51st overall, Cam Jurgens, offensive lineman out of Nebraska. He's most likely going to play center in the NFL. He's a decent prospect who excels in the run game. Doesn't have to start right away. He's going to learn the ropes behind Jason Kelsey and Jeff Stoutland, which I think is a good move. And eventually Cam Jurgens will start on this offensive line early if there are injuries. Third round, 89th overall, Nakobe Dean goes to the Eagles here. Out of Georgia, linebacker. The best linebacker coming out of college in 2022. He was on my top 10 list, as you saw in episodes past. And he is what D'Amico Ryans in Philly couldn't be back in the day. Just a linebacker with speed and instincts, and is always right where he needs to be. This is not really pro zone more than man. I think he's equal as far as that's concerned. But this guy is day one, plug him in. He's going to make only a couple mistakes starter. That's eventually going to be somebody in the NFL. Easily one of the best linebackers, like I said. The speed and the change of direction is something else that I wanted to say too. That's going to help him in pass coverage in the NFL, as most defenses are going to be asked to cover the pass a lot with what's happening in this league and the way that the league is transitioning. Anyway, 6th round, 181st overall, Kyron Johnson, linebacker out of Kansas. This is my boy right here. He was born 10 years and a day after me, July 24th, 1998. So he's a Leo. Shout out to you, homie, if you ever see this. Kyron Johnson is someone I thought would have been in rounds 4th or 5th. That's how I had him. He fell outside of my top 10 list, obviously, but most of the numbers, 10, 9, and 8 were 4 6s, so he might have could have filled in anywhere. Anyway, 6th round, 198th overall, Grant Calcaterra, tight end from Oklahoma University, and that wraps up the NFL's 32 and 32 for this episode, this beautiful episode 351 of 4 and 3 Sports Talk. Raheem Escalay, glad to bring this to you. Love you all, wishing up health, wealth, and success, and I will see you tomorrow with 352. Ow.